Hello, my name's Latoya Robinson, and I'll be your instructor for Prime for Life this week. I would like to start out by going around and introducing each other. I will start first. My name's Latoya. I started Prime for Life, and the reason that, I started taking up the program was because I had a lot of family members who struggled with drugs and alcohol, and I just wanted to change lives, So I came in and, got everything done, and here I am, as an instructor in front of you. And I can't thank them enough for everything that they have taught me in this clip, because it really helped me, and it was able to help me help my family as well, who was dealing with these issues first hand. And I just can't thank them enough. And I also have 2 kids, single parent, and I'm just trying to change lives one session at a time, So that's what I'm here for. Thank you all for telling me a little bit about yourself. Now let me tell you a little about Prime for Life and why I chose to be a part of a great program. 1, we will explore risks and what we can do to reduce our risks in order to protect the things we value the most in life, whether that be family, friends, animals, or yourself. With this program, we are looking for the best way to reduce risks for future problems with alcohol and drugs. PRI stands for Prevention Research Institute. It's a nonprofit organization based in Lexington, Kentucky. It's pioneer to the lifestyle risk reduction approach to alcohol and drug problems since 1983. Now let me tell you a little bit about the authors. The authors are Ray Daltrey and the late Terry O'Brien. They were the co-founders of PRI and the co-authors of the program, dedicated years to experience and strong commitment to their work of reducing the incidence of alcohol and drug-related problems. Now, the phase that we're going to be dealing with today is basically going to be the yellow phase. And with the yellow phase, this is the high risk choice phase. We're going to be talking about brain responses and changes, rewards and pleasure responses, increased tolerance, memory, state of dependent restriction might begin, short-term memory impairment, memory blackouts, muddy thinking, anticipation, social dependence might begin, optional social dependence video. Outcomes of the yellow phase. The yellow phase is self-reflection activities. So why don't we get started? Now, in the rewards and pleasure response, if I feel, nothing or don't like the feeling, I'm not likely to continue making high-risk choices. But the more it does for me, the more likely I am to continue. So basically, if you're, making these high-risk choices in life, and you think it's pretty cool, it's okay, You're following behind your friends, and I mean, you know that, okay, this isn't the right thing to do, but you continue to do it because, I mean, hey, let's face it, we're all just having a good time. We're getting high, we're getting wasted, but not really thinking about the consequences behind our actions. And we're just enjoying the moment while it lasts. So we're getting high, we're getting wasted, we're enjoying our friends, and we're making all of these high risk choices that's really impacting us, because you have to think, especially if you're alone and you have to drive, and you're sitting there and you're enjoying yourself, smoking and drinking, and then now look at this choice that you're going to make to get behind the wheel and drive, drunk or high. So now you're not only putting yourself at risk, but you're actually putting someone else at risk as well, for injuries, probably even death. So I understand, how you all feel from expressing yourself to me earlier, stating you're not supposed to be here, and you don't know why you're here, but you're here because you may have made some choices that wasn't good. And it's okay, because you have your right to feel like you don't deserve to be here. But that's why I'm here to help you through it, and we'll get through it together. But you're making that risk, that choice to get behind that wheel and drive, and endangering other people's lives. And I'm just here to try to prevent that from happening. And the next thing, you have increased tolerance. Now, in the yellow phase, people might make a high risk choice because they want to experience that high, and as a result, brain changes occur. And when brain changes occur, the first change is increased tolerance. As the tolerance goes up, it takes more alcohol and drugs to get that same effect, So tolerance may develop more slowly and be harder to see with some drugs such as marijuana, but it does occur with most. Some marijuana users say they do not, see an increase in tolerance, yet others do. And that's when, for someone just starting out, smoking weed, they get that first high, and, they feel like they're on, cloud nine, and it happens because, we all been young, even myself, I have tried marijuana, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't like the way it made me feel. I didn't like it. It really changed your whole, brain. Your whole, the way, it makes you feel, your brain memory, it made me, feel a little weird, and I didn't like that feeling, so I decided to, not smoke anymore. I never was a big drinker, but it happens. And others, sometimes that tolerance is measurable in a laboratory study. Why is there a disconnection between science and experience? Since marijuana is typically smoked, people can vary their clothes by inhaling more deeply or holding it in. their lungs for different periods of time. You know, there is also no standard potency of THC in marijuana. So people are getting different doses. Since tolerance develops more slowly with marijuana than it does for some other drugs, it is harder to notice, and basically people are less likely to believe it has happened. Still, research supports the tolerance increase when using marijuana. And I don't know, how marijuana makes, you guys feel, but I told you how it made me feel, and I didn't care for that feeling. I wasn't the one to, get high and, just be goofy or anything. It really mellowed me. It calmed me, but I just didn't like that effect. Now, memory. The second brain change is in memory. There are several ways high-risk choices begin to affect our memory. Can y'all give me some reasons on how it affects your memory when you used to get high and smoke? Yes, and I understand that, and thank you for sharing that. Now, with the memory, it plays a big part. Sometimes, smoking marijuana, you forget things. You just can't really remember too well, and that's because your memory is being clouded by smoking the marijuana. And so it's just several things that play a part in, marijuana. Now, one is short-term memory impairment. Regular marijuana users might have impairment in short-term memory, even not, using. These make it, basically hard to clearly remember them. We recently learned, and experienced, some of the things that was, played in the video. We might do well remembering things learned a long time ago, but typically, I would say, there are less able to remember things just learned or upcoming appointments. These type of memory problems can increase stress. And when you're stressed, that's a whole different atmosphere. When you're stressed, seems like everything, you're carrying on your shoulder, whether you have been drinking, you basically just can't remember. You've been out partying all night, you high, you don't remember. You don't remember what happened. You can't really remember where were you, how did you get home, things of that nature. So you have to prepare yourself, because with you being in that state of mind, you really don't have the opportunity to control your actions. And let's face it, it happens to the best of us sometimes. But again, that's why I'm here to teach the program Prime for Life, to give you a better outlook on life, because you can make a difference in your life. You can stop smoking and drinking. It's just basically all about what you value in life. for the most part. And as I stated, those are some things that you have to actually sit down and think about, as far as what do you value? Whether it be family, yourself, friends, animals, what's important to you? And can you stand to lose these things? Or can you stand to hurt someone in the process of your actions? That those are some things that, I just really want to reflect on and really want to speak on, because sometimes I do understand that we are a product of our environment. And growing up, if you've had a parent that has an alcohol or drug problem, then 9 times out of 10 it's going to trickle down to the child, because it's biological, and sometimes we can't change the way those things happen in life, or we can't choose who our family is, but it's a part of us. But we can make a difference. We can change things. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you change things. So the next thing let's talk about is state dependence. Restrictions may begin. And this is just another memory change that can occur in the yellow phase. It's called state dependence restriction. State dependent restrictions mean what we learn or experience in one mental or emotional state is best recalled in the same state. This can occur with alcohol, marijuana, and a variety of other drugs. We have alcohol, we have marijuana, crack cocaine. It's a various amount of drugs that, you can put into your system that, will cause these things to happen. The things we learn while sober are recalled best when we are sober. However, things we learn while using alcohol and drugs are not remembered as well when we are sober. So basically, like I said, you're on that high. You're with your friends and you're just having a good time and really not thinking about your choices. All you know is you're enjoying the moment and you're on this high, you're happy, and you just don't tend to think about your actions. And I understand, trust me, like I say, I've had family members who, they crack, cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, and, it's like you try to be there for them, and it gets to the point to where, they be so impaired to, you have to tote them. They're vomiting and, trying to get somewhere, or you trying to stop them from doing something and they don't understand. So they're fighting you because, that alcohol is taking over. They're taking over their memory and they just don't know. So, for my family members, they wake up the next day and they have no clue on what happened last night, let alone 30 minutes before they even lay down, and then when you explain the situation, then, you say, no, that's not me, that's not my character. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. So, sometimes with loved ones, you have to basically let them see themselves. You have to let them see themselves. And so with every family function or party or whatever, it's always someone that's recording. And then you see this and you say, wow, I can't believe I act like that. I couldn't believe, that I did this, And by a show of hands, how many people have, been there where they just couldn't remember anything and they seen themselves on video and it really, took a big toll on you and wanted, to make you change. So that's what I'm here for today. Just to help you make that change, And then you have state of dependence, restrictions, limits, used by, basically causing us to believe we can be at our best only when drinking. We always have, those friends that hype us up, come on, man, come on, let's do this, let's just get high, let's just drink, let's have a good time. But we want to have a good time, but can we have a good time without the alcohol, without the drugs? Yes, we can. But let's face it, a lot of times, you get around that crowd and all they know is, drinking and alcohol, and you already have your mind set. I'm gonna go to this party, okay, Dave, I'm not drinking today, and Dave, he entices you. Come on, man, come on, just have that one, let's just smoke this one blunt. We don't have to smoke no more. I know you said you wasn't gonna do it today, but let's do it. And they just keep coming at you, And so you give in, knowing that you already had a mindset that I'm going to go here, I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. But because they talked you into it, you feel pressured. Okay, well, just one won't hurt. So you get in there and you have one drink, and then here Dave go. Brought you another drink, and before you know it, you done drunk and you're drinking and by now you're on your 5th, 6th drink. And that's just how it happens, and a lot of people, they feel like if it's no alcohol or drugs involved, they can't have a good time, but they can. And so we can relearn these skills when we are abstaining or making low-risk choices. It's okay to have one drink, it's okay. 2 drinks, it's okay. But you have to know your limit, you have to know your limit because, you're going and you're having 5, 6, 7, 8 drinks, you're impaired, so you have to make low risk choices until we relearn them. State dependence, restriction, influence uses us to continue making high risk choices whenever we are in a situation that calls for our state dependent skills. Now, memory blackouts happen when alcohol and with some drugs, especially some sedatives such as benzodiazepines and some sleeping pills. We are not passed out, but we are unable to remember things that happened while we were awake and making high-risk choices. there are blank holes in our memory. Sometimes people joke about blackouts and they can seem funny. However, when you think about it, putting enough chemicals in my brain to prevent it from recording memory is serious, and it can be, because it can be very detrimental to you, so that's why I say it's okay to have one or two drinks, but you just have to know your limit. You can't let Dave push you into having 3 and 4 drinks and it happens. So how many of you have went out to a party and said, okay, I'm only gonna have 1 drink, and they say, oh, come on, man, you ruining the party, you got to you got to drink a little more, come on, you're a party pooper, you ain't. So they make you feel, oh, you ain't you ain't gonna have a good time because you ain't drinking or you ain't smoking. But in the same sense, what you can handle. But Dave, he can go. Dave, he drinks. He go. But sometimes that's how it happens, and you don't remember anything. And then some people, when they drink, then they get really argumentative or wanting to start fights and things of that nature. And then, however, when you think about it, putting enough, as I stated, chemicals in your brain to prevent it from recording memory is serious. If I say or do something that damages a relationship, I may never know what happened, how it happened, or even that it did happen. And that's what I was telling you. Things happen when you're in this state of mind